Oh, how about that? Hey, everybody. It's Joe Baby here. Guess what state I'm still in? If you guessed Pennsylvania, you were right. Still in Pennsylvania. They say Pennsylvania is where shoes come to die. And you know why. Because it's nasty. Today is day 73 on my 2022 Appalachian Trail through hike. And I'm at mile 1,285-ish. Yesterday and the day before, we kind of snaked through over Palmerton, Pennsylvania. Had some killer views. Best views in Pennsylvania. Best views. And then last night we stopped at a tent site about a mile outside of Wind Gap. And in Wind Gap, which I've been talking about this for God knows how long, to pick up my lowers of my hiking poles. And it's a good thing that they barely made it, we'll put it that way. Excuse me. There was a hole in the bag, so they could have easily fallen out. Actually, the postmaster was very concerned, like, watch me open the package and everything. Well, I didn't really need the lowers at this point. And thank God I actually bought those Walmart lowers, which I have on now, these green ones, because some of the hardest sections of Pennsylvania were right after I bought those lowers. So, just, a lot of bouldering, scrambling. So now, I don't know. I mean, it looks like, just stepped on a nice pointy rock. Those big boulders, I think I'm not gonna say anything about any rock. There's just a lot of rocks here. Actually, this is a little less rocky through here, like this. And this is the first somewhat break from the rocks in about a day. And this really, this is still pretty nasty trail. All of my foot injuries have come from this state, and I'm not complaining. It's okay to talk about these things. I'm not complaining about it. It is what it is. They're facts. All of my injuries have come from Pennsylvania, all my foot injuries. Left ball of my foot I can barely raise my left toe because it's so deep bruised from walking on pointy rocks or, driving a pointy rock up into my ball of my toe. Both sides, left and right, feel the same. Both arches, off and on, have had injuries, bruises from pointy rocks. And the big one for me right now is on my right foot, the outer edge, right on the outer edge of my right foot. Almost every day I've been out here, my right foot has taken. I'm not sure why the right foot's getting beat up so bad. Here we're back into some more nasty. pointy rock into the right foot, right on the outside. And that one's bad. Like it's almost like it's been injured so many times at this point. It's almost like a nerve issue. I don't even know how to describe it. But what it comes down to is, what do you do? Slow down? Well, this is slow for me. About 2 miles an hour. That's slow. It's about as slow as I can go without pulling my hair out. Be more careful. That's impossible. It's just too damn rocky. So really the only thing you can do is just go. And you end up stepping on rocks. You can't help it. Rock, 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 rock. And that's with probably one of the best trail shoes, one of them. I mean, some people might argue it, but one of the best trail shoes on the market. And I mean, my Ultras, I mean, they're holding up pretty good compared to everyone else. I don't know if I'm easy on a shoe or not, but I mean, they're not peeling. They're not in pretty good shape. And they have a rock plate in them. The rock plate isn't in the front of the shoe though. It's midsole and heel. But whatever. So, oh my gosh, look at this. That's a trail. If that's what you want to call it, that's a trail. I just can't imagine saying to Ann, hey Ann, let's go for a walk in the woods. And sorry. And this is what we walk on for 7 miles or 15 miles. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense. There's nothing else you can do but just get on it and go and just deal with it. So really my strategy on these rocks is to, number one, get through without a serious injury. Avoid injury. That's the main goal. You know, still have over 900 miles left to complete this bad boy of a hike. Secondly, is to land as flat-footed as possible. And the reason for that, these are things that I think about as I'm hiking. The reason for that is if you step on one rock, that's more pressure. If you step on 2 rocks, it's less. If you land flat-footed on 3 or 4 rocks, you know, you're taking less pressure off the bottom of your foot because you're stepping on more rocks. That's the plan. So I have to adjust my step. Kind of have to bend my legs a little, almost like when you're skiing. Then you land on your foot strike is a little bit of a bent knee, and that allows your foot to land flat-footed a little more, alleviate that pressure. It's all the way around, walking on the rocks. It's more mentally taxing, and it's more physically taxing as well, because number one, you always have to be looking at where your foot lands. Oh, you can't take your eyes off where your foot lands, or you're tripping up. And because of that, it takes complete concentration. So like on a nice long path with no rocks on it, you can kind of daydream and enjoy yourself and enjoy the environment in the woods. That's not happening on through here. Just stepped on a pointy rock outside of my left foot. It's not happening out here because you just have to concentrate so that you don't hurt yourself. And here, it's crazy because yesterday I stopped at this shelter for water, middle of the day. Ran into this guy. Actually, I just passed him a little bit ago. But yesterday, he came to the shelter. He said, hey, did you see that bear back there? I was like, no. Where was it? He goes, just right back there, just a little way. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, you walked right past it. I didn't see it because I had my head down, making sure I wasn't dying from rocks. So that's kind of how focused you are on where your feet are landing. You're not really even getting to enjoy the woods around you. So I'll be more than looking forward to moving on to the next state for sure. So yesterday anyway, we went to a tent site. You know, we've been dragging a little the past couple days. So we decided we needed to slow down a little bit, recuperate. So yesterday we slowed down. We did just a 20 miler and we rolled into camp. Felt excellent. I didn't take any ibuprofen last night or this morning. Felt pretty good. So a 20 yesterday, and today we woke up and we hiked into Wind Gap, Pennsylvania. And actually we hiked all the way to a grocery store, a giant grocery store. I did a full resupply, and it was pretty far, probably a couple miles at least. And also after that, of course, we went to the diner, had breakfast, and I'm getting pretty good at getting rides in and out of town. The trick is you just got to talk to people. They start asking you questions. Oh, you're hiking the Appalachian Trail, are you? Oh, yeah. Yeah, gosh, it's a long way back to the trail. Oh, you want to ride? Absolutely. So, some lady took me an M&M. First, she took me to the post office to get my lowers. Waited for me. And then took us back to the trail. So, saved us a good 35, 40 minute walk, a couple miles. It's a pretty big deal. Saved us calories. So that was a good thing. And then today we're gonna get through this rock section. I'm guessing we probably have 11 or 12 miles left today. Still pretty early. It's 10:15, and we're going to Delaware Water Gap, and we're going to do a Nero there. Me and Eminem at a Lutheran church. It's free. We'll donate some money, and then there's also a hostel. We're going to take our laundry to the hostel and do laundry, get showers at the Lutheran church. So we'll make out pretty good, we should, money-wise. Maybe $10, $15 for lodging, showers, laundry. Pretty awesome. That's how we roll. And the reviews on the church are pretty good. It's clean. Blah, blah, blah. So just a 16 today. Eminem's gonna get some new shoes. I might actually. I've been thinking about getting a new pair of shoes too. I've got unbelievably close to 500 miles on my shoes already. I'm in the 400s right now. And they're, like I said, they're holding up pretty good, but the bottoms of them are getting pretty flat. Not a whole lot of shock absorption left after Rocksylvania. Just stepped on another pointy rock right in the arch. And I'm paying attention, sort of. And then, of course, my rain pants never showed up in Wind Gap. They showed up in Port Clinton, which is like 60 miles back. I don't even know how that happened, but it did. So I had them bump the post office, which I said I wouldn't do this crap anymore, but there's no place to do mail drops around here. So I had them bump my rain pants up to somewhere in New York. I've got it written down. So after today, I'll have about 60 more miles to do to pick up my rain pants. Well, tomorrow it's supposed to start raining. So, whatever. I'm not going to melt. But it would be nice to have those rain pants. The rain pants are okay for rain. They're great for wind. And I'm actually going to mail, I think I already said this in a previous video, I'm going to mail back my pants and my belt. And that'll probably save me at least a half to 3/4 of a pound, because they're heavy, my pants. So I'm just trying to get as much weight off my back for the last half of this hike as I possibly can, and just run as lean as possible. Right now, the biggest weight, what's that? Oh, thought it was a tick. The majority of the weight that I have right now is food. I got a lot of food. Not much you can do about that. Got to keep getting those calories. And I'm about ready to get my quilt, my backpacking quilt back. And that'll save me space and weight in my back. So I'm gonna have to see if I can get Ann to mail that. That's gonna have to go to a post office, unfortunately, because I'm gonna have to pull my sleeping bag out and mail it back home. So I can't be carrying a quilt and a sleeping bag, obviously. But it's definitely warming up. So even last night, the temperatures, the lows were in the low 50s. And it's kind of uncomfortable. My sleeping bag in those temperatures is a 15-degree bag, so those temperatures, it's just too much sleeping bag to be comfortable with. So that's gonna have to happen soon. All right, well, I'm gonna get going here, and I hope y'all have a great day, because I know I am, and I'll talk to you soon. See you later.